Alright, so moving on to the final segment, I'll be sharing my WWE Survivor Series PLE prediction. So, it is Sunday that I am recording this segment. And as I record this segment, there are only 3 matches announced for the Survivor Series pay-per-view card. Now, we are 6 days away from the PLE, and I don't think they're going to have only 3 matches. So, I will say if there's going to be some more matches, possibly 1 more or 2 more, possibly the Intercontinental Championship match. I have Braun Breaker versus Ludwig Kaiser versus Sheamus for the Intercontinental title. I think that match could be added to the card. Possibly WWE could be saving Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens Part 2 for the WWE title for Saturday Night Main Event next month. But another match, you could possibly see LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States title added. So, in the next few days, you might see those matches added to the card. I think those will be some good additions to the card. But let's get into the matches that are already announced for the card. So, for the Women's War Games match this year, you have Team Rhea Ripley versus Team Liv Morgan in a 5v5 Women's War Games match. This Women's War Games match is loaded with talent, top to bottom. All 10 of these competitors are very phenomenal in the wrestling ring. Team Rhea Ripley is loaded. You have Rhea Ripley, who made a return last week on Monday Night Raw. You have Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Io Sky, and Naomi. Now, I only named 4 women. I'll get to that in a moment. But Team Liv Morgan, you have Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. Now, again, this is loaded because Bianca Belair, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions. You have Liv Morgan, Women's World Champion. Nia Jax, Women's World Champion. Tiffany Stratton, Women's Money in the Bank. This is going to be a star-studded War Games match between all of these respective opponents. Now, the story heading into this match, I named 4 women. The story heading into this match is Jade Cargill was written off of television last episode on Friday Night SmackDown as she was attacked in the parking lot. It seems like Jade Cargill will be written off and she will not be a part of the Women's War Games match. So, I think the replacement for Jade Cargill will be Bayley, that will be added to Team Rhea Ripley for the 5v5 match to keep it 5-on-5. Now, here's the fun part here. I think it's going to be a fun War Games match, but my bold prediction is Triple H has a callback to what he did over in 2019 over in NXT on the Black and Gold brand for their War Games pay-per-view, where Dakota Kai was a part of the team, and Dakota Kai wasn't trusted by her teammates. When Dakota Kai was released out of the cage, she turned on her team and put Tegan Nox on the shelf. I think Bayley could do the same thing, turning heel. She's not really that great and entertaining as a face as she is as a heel. So Bayley could possibly turn on her team because teammates like Bianca Belair and Io Sky don't see eye to eye where they don't trust her. The only one that trusts her is Naomi. So you could possibly see Bayley turn on her entire team. The match format turns to 5-on-4. But I think Team Rhea Ripley, regardless of what happens, is going to pull out the victory. I have Rhea Ripley pinning Liv Morgan to continue their feud for the Women's World title. And I think it's going to be a fun match filled with a lot of fun spots. All of these competitors are very talented. The best women wrestlers that the main roster has to offer today. It's going to be a fun match, but give me Team Rhea Ripley to win and give me Bayley to turn on her team. Give us shades of what Dakota Kai did at War Games in 2019. I'm calling it now, and I think that'll be a great booking decision for the women's SmackDown roster moving forward. This should be very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Now, the next match, you have Gunther, who will be defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest. This should be a fun rematch from SummerSlam. Now, Gunther took the World Heavyweight Championship from Damian Priest at SummerSlam due to the fact that Damian Priest was in control, about to retain the title, but Finn Balor turned on him and he was kicked out of the Judgment Day that night, costing Damian Priest the World Heavyweight Championship. So this is a rematch. Realistically, I think Gunther and Damian Priest do have great chemistry together. In the ring and on the microphone, cutting promos back and forth with each other. And we've seen that in the last few weeks as the build-up has been going on for Survivor Series. And you have Damian Priest, who is very confident he could beat Gunther. You have Gunther, who is contemplating who he is after losing to Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel in a champion versus champion matchup. Now, I think this match can really be better than what they gave us at SummerSlam a few months ago. I think this match could be better, but give me Gunther to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. I just don't see Gunther dropping the World Heavyweight title here 3 months after he won the title. Look at his track record with Triple H controlling him. He was the longest reigning NXT UK champion in NXT history, longest reigning Intercontinental champion in WWE history. I don't think his world title reign is going to end 3 months in, and I just think it makes more sense for him to carry the world title in the main event scene on Monday Night Raw right now, rather than Damian Priest regaining the world title at this particular time. So give me Gunther to retain the World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest. Now, the final match that I'll be predicting, you have the 5v5 men's War Game match. You have the original Bloodline, Roman Reigns and CM Punk, taking on the OG Bloodline led by Solo Sikoa and their tag team partner that will be joining them, Bronson Reed. Now, the rules will be different for this match. Now, anybody that follows AEW, this is what they do with their bad blood, I don't even know, actually. I don't even know what they call their version of War Games over there anymore. But when I did watch AEW, or paid attention to it, I should say, there it is. It came off the top of my head. Blood and Guts. Sorry. Brain fart there. But Blood and Guts, their way of how they did it in AEW was making their opponents surrender. I'm not saying WWE's copying them, but this is perfect for the OG Bloodline versus the original versus the Bloodline 2.0. They have no decisive winner, not by pinfall, not by submission, but by verbally saying they surrender and they quit. So this is going to be a fun 5v5 War Games match this year. Now things have really gotten interesting because you had Roman Reigns, the original Bloodline, forming back together. The original Bloodline forming one by one back since Roman Reigns returned at SummerSlam. You had Jimmy Uso help him and Cody Rhodes defeat Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu at Bad Blood in a tag team match. Then you had Jey Uso join their side when they realized they were outnumbered. Then you had Sami Zayn get back into the fray. And now we have the original Bloodline back together, without any of them apologizing to Roman Reigns, or Roman Reigns apologizing to any of them for what he's done to the three of them, I should say. With Seth Rollins refusing to be the fifth member of this match, now this has opened the door for CM Punk to be a part of this War Games match. Now, this is why I'm going to tell you guys this is a good idea for anybody that thinks CM Punk not being a part of this is not a good idea. Long-term storytelling matters in wrestling. I don't care the promotion. You have to have long-term storytelling to have your fans invested in a story, because that's what wrestling is also. It's not about just beating the hell out of each other, doing flips, doing so many different moves. It's about storytelling to have an audience invested into watching on a weekly basis. All the way back in June, when CM Punk made an appearance on SmackDown, he had a run-in with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was begging and pleading him to save him from the Bloodline 2.0 led by Solo Sikoa. Months later, you had the wise man Paul Heyman join the original Bloodline once again and bring back CM Punk to help the Bloodline take out the Bloodline 2.0. Now, CM Punk back in the mix. This is interesting because if you guys remember, Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman have not been in contact with each other for a very long time. So this is going to be interesting to see how Roman Reigns and CM Punk coexist. But this is going to be a fun Bloodline match. I think the appropriate winner to have is the original Bloodline defeating the 2.0 Bloodline of Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and etc. Bronson Reed is a great fifth member to this Bloodline, the new Bloodline. He fits in pretty well with the team. This should be a fun match, but I think it just makes the most sense for the original Bloodline to win this match. Now, the finish should be very interesting because somebody's going to have to surrender on both sides, whoever wins this match. But I'm paying attention to how this will go. But I do have a very bold take to close out this segment. Now, my bold take to end Survivor Series this year is Paul Heyman joining The Rock and turning on Roman Reigns. Now, for anybody that might think this doesn't make sense, think about it. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman, storytelling-wise, haven't talked to each other since WrestleMania. Roman Reigns tried to call Paul Heyman a few weeks ago on SmackDown, and he couldn't get a hold of him. Paul Heyman goes behind Roman Reigns' back and brings back CM Punk to help the group and not discuss it with the OTC. And Paul Heyman has a track record of turning on his top guys. He turned on Brock Lesnar several times in the past. He's turned on CM Punk. What makes you think he won't turn on Roman Reigns? And Roman Reigns turned on Paul Heyman in the past before. He's kicked him out of the bloodline before. So I think Paul Heyman joining The Rock would be huge. And if you guys follow what The Rock has done when he came back to Bad Blood, when he saw Roman Reigns teaming with Cody Rhodes, he was not happy. He did the little neck thing, 2 taps on the neck, and slit his neck. That can mean 2 strikes. 3 strikes can mean he's done with Roman Reigns. He's teaming up with Paul Heyman, and that could set up for a big WrestleMania 41 match between The Rock and Roman Reigns. Something that a lot of wrestling fans have been anticipating for a long time. So that is my bold take, and we're going to see how CM Punk coexists with this bloodline of Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Sami Zayn, because Roman Reigns said, "What are you doing here?" CM Punk said, "I'm not here for you. I'm here for him." And then Roman Reigns said, "That's my wise man." And CM Punk said, "We'll see." This is why storytelling in wrestling is one of the most compelling things to keep an audience invested all the time. So we're going to see what happens next. But those are my WWE Survivor Series predictions. That is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.